This episode is sponsored by ODP Business Solutions, built to address all your facility needs. Visit odpbusiness.com today. Today, we're diving deep into the future of AI, search, and content with someone who has a unique perspective on how these worlds collide. Our guest today is a first-timer, Will Tygart. How are you today?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you. So I can't wait to get into today's discussion. I know we talk about AI a lot on my programs, but you have a unique perspective. Before we get started, Will, tell us about yourself.
Yeah, so currently I'm in Mexico and but came up in Washington State through my career and did a lot of went through the construction, little bricklaying, and then got into the restoration industry with a company called Munters. And first day I was there was on an aircraft carrier. They did a lot of really weird stuff, and then moved my way through from a day laborer to like a regional guy. And at some point in time, social media and the internet came on and decided I wanted to work a little bit more from home. Traffic in Seattle was getting bad. So started my own boutique little company doing social media and videos and ads. And it just kind of built into now doing a little bit more advanced stuff with, business intelligence and ads and content and AI is coming in. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
When we're done with this recording, I'm going to have to hire you to do some stuff for me, Will. So keep that in mind as we uh, continue our relationship together.
Gotcha.
Mexico, it must be warm.
It is, but it's a constant. And it's weird how if you're in it long enough, your body just kind of gets to it. I used to be a five shirt a day sweating and changing, and now on the hottest of days, I'm fine. So it's weird how you kind of get used to it.
I think you're doing good because it's a perpetual vacation, and so you're just always in a good mood. That's what it is.
This is true. That could be it too.
Well, Will, thank you for giving up some of your Mexico time to talk to us today. And as I said as we began, today we're going to talk about technology, AI, search, and all that. But what I want to get into is something that caught my eye on your LinkedIn profile. I think you wrote an article, and you said in this piece that the internet has always been a giant RAG system, RAG. I thought that's kind of an insult, or is it? Tell us about that. What was the light bulb moment when you that led you to that connection? And tell us what the RAG system is.
I do a lot of like SEO, search engine optimization, and websites, and everybody's starting to do stuff with AI. And so the concern is now these websites aren't getting the actual traffic. So as a content creator, I'm going in there and seeing how many, impressions are we getting compared to clicks. And I'm seeing that there's been a change. And then it was, okay, well, I need to get my bots, my agents to have this information on specific clients and data and stuff, but it needs to be this compressed thing because I only have so much window and I have to get the best information and I have to assume that whatever AI I'm using brought something to the table. So what can I fill that in with? And as I was looking into some RAG is basically let's take the information, let's make it concise, and let's put it in an area. And if somebody asks you for something, you can just quickly go grab something and piece it together with what you already have. So it's really quick. So as I'm trying to figure out how do I do this and latency and the things that I need, I started going, this sounds a lot like when they said you got to make your website organized. The files have to be right? Just like a records manager. We only have so much crawl budget. Well, what does crawl budget even mean? Well, it's that context. It's that thing I'm working with over here. So in my mind, I was like, the light bulb went on of like, this is the same thing, but what about backlinks? Well, that's the thing where in the file where your coworker, they use that file too. And they reference that file. So that must be a good file for me to go to because I don't have time to look at all the files. So that's where it's like backlinks and everything that I looked at as far as, Google and search and websites and SEO, I was like, this is a database. This is a database and it's always been that. They haven't called it that or we couldn't see it. So that's when the light bulb came on with me.
So RAG stands for.
As the modern workplace evolves, organizations must evolve as well. They need a partner that understands this new world of work. We are that partner. We are ODP Business Solutions, formerly Office Depot Business Solutions Division. More than just office supplies, ODP is a force for change, helping address technology transformation, sustainability, innovative workspace design, cleaning, break room, and more, making organizations everywhere say, oh, when they see how much more we can do. ODP Business Solutions.
Retrieval-Augmented Generation. And it could come in so many different and flavors and formulas, but basically I've got stuff in my Google Drive. I want to go get it. And what's the easiest way? And some of us have good Google Drives, and some of us have a messy Google Drive. And so that's basically what it is. It's like, let's go retrieve something and then generate something with it, with what we have and with what we just got.
Okay. So how does reframing SEO as retrieval optimization change the way businesses should approach their content strategies today? Because if you're in cleaning or restoration and you're not doing content marketing, putting content on your website, you're not going to win. Is that true? Talk about that.
Well, I think we're still in a stage where personas are important. Making sure that we're using we've got a green chemical that we use, and who cares about that? Well, you've got several people along the line that it cares for, and you have to discuss that green chemical in each of those personas in the ways that you meet them where they're at, right? So that's what we do now. That's the marketing aspect, because you kind of also want them to get excited. What am I going to tell Jeff that's going to get him excited to where he buys my green chemicals or my services? I think where we're moving is there's a layer of that where it's the true facts, the straight facts. Don't give me the news and give me either side. Just tell me the facts so I can come up with my own reasoning. Well, with the way that AI agents are going right now and companion agents, they're going to ask, okay, what does Will want? Hey, Jeff, what do you like? What are you into? And so that means that the raw data that's coming from these websites, the better the data, that it could be, the persona is going to be done on the user side. People will still go look at the stuff, right? And you'll still read it. You'll might like to see an article, but what's important now is, do you have good information? Is it trustworthy information? Is it solid? Will it get implemented, or will it get pulled into my AI? And whatever question that I ask, it knows, because it knows me. It sees all my stuff. Did I provide it with the stuff that it needs to give me the best answer to make the AI look good? And so I think that's the shift. I think we're 36 months away from that, to be honest with you, but I think we're getting real close with that. You're going to see some blurry murkiness, but I think that's what's going to be on the other side.
So if I'm following you, Will, you're talking about AI that's helping you connect the content to the people. Is that the audience? Is the AI agent the audience here we're talking about?
Well, it could be, because people will, if you can imagine, just one article might be accessed by Siri or Alexa. It could be Perplexity or on my Google on my phone, but it also could be, I can't hear. So I need something more visual. I need it to be to where it's just formatted differently to where my AI, because maybe I don't have arms and maybe I can't move a mouse or I can't press a button. Is it in a format that that specific agent for that specific purpose can do? Well, now what you've just said is, you said everything that we said about the green chemicals, and it's important to the different personas. Well, now that has to be conveyed to the different AI, the different bots, the different uses for this. So now it's a data stream. It's a syrup in the back of the soda machine that has the 100 different flavors, and they're going to choose the flavor. But do you have the good Coke and the good grape that I can make that drink that I want? And
I
so I
hope so.
think that's where it's at. But not everybody wants that. So you really do need to then, where you were thinking content, I think the word maybe data or knowledge. If you think about it, data or knowledge, because content we're selling or entertaining. Data or knowledge, I'm sorry, we're getting out of that business. It's going to be harder and harder to be unique and to be bespoke to these people, because they have their own machines that know everything about them. So I think that's the changes that you're your customers, basically, you're still going to have to think about the humans. I hate when I start talking like a bot. You have to think about the humans, but then you have to think about all the other way that your content will be used. And even within, like, how does Google and Perplexity and Claude, when they search your site, a Perplexity user is completely different, a little bit topical, whereas maybe a Claude, we're in the middle of something. We need different kinds of information. So I think that's going to be the change there.
So as a consumer, if I'm looking to hire a restoration company, Will's Restoration Company, I have to have faith in the AI system, the technology that's out there, because it's going to give me what it thinks I want. It's going to interpret data, content, and all that, because I'm not going to see everything that's out there. Next door, you could live next door to me and be the best choice. I might not know that. I might never know that. Is that true?
Yeah, and then it goes back to it's funny because the more you go into this bot stuff, the more you realize this is actual human stuff that we should be doing anyway. If we were wanting to do ads for in the restoration industry, well, do we want commercial? Do we want residential? What do we want? We would do it like that. Well, the same thing needs to be done on the bot side. You have to go, okay, well, if someone was looking for this on their device, what would be important to that bot? Is it going to be the fancy article? Is it going to be the what? Close is going to be important, obviously, location, but the reviews, like it goes back to this, do we trust them? It's like, well, did other people have a good thing? And then even bad reviews are the best because stuff happens, right? Everybody says that they're great, but I want to know that thing when it didn't go right and somebody complained. How did they do it? Like, how did they respond to that? Was it important to them? Did they handle the screw ups? So, and this might be the user that is kind of driving this with their bot, but the bot's going to go out and do the same thing. It's your Google reviews, it's your Yelp reviews, it's your is everything tidy and neat? You know what I mean? Is your onboarding, does it make sense? Can you chat or text? So these kind of things that are important now, they're important then too. It's just now it really is important for us to think about what's on the other side.
Would you say SEO 10 years ago was simple?
I don't
Keyword,
think it was.
articles.
I think so because we just wanted to eat. So if you got a McDonald's in town and that's the only one, that's great. And I love it. It's worth the money. Now you get a In-N-Out Burgers coming to town, or you get something like a nicer burger place. Now it's like, eh. So I think it's still the same for some. It's still the same, and maybe they're in a niche that doesn't need it, or for whatever purposes that they have, they don't need it, or they can't be. If you could think of some like things that are like not secret, but things that are like proprietary, you can't write about that anyway. So I think it always does depend, but it's definitely different. Even now, as people are trying to, how do we get on these bots and how do we this or that? I don't think that they're looking 10 years from now and going, if that is our customer, what do we need to do and work our way back? But I think it's definitely getting tougher, which is great, which means
Yeah.
it's tougher, which means the end product for the consumer. And I'm a heavy consumer on it. As a consumer, I want knowledge. I want it now. I want to move on with my life and either go with this product or service or thing or idea or back out. Win fast, lose fast, but like help me out quick.
So I'm not an SEO expert like you are, but I remember years ago it seemed simpler to me. It also seemed like you could cheat the system a bit. People would do keyword stuffing that worked probably for a time. They would do those backlinks that weren't real. They would buy them, and it seemed to work for a time, but everything's getting smarter. Today, we're at a pinnacle where things are getting to where the consumer might be really protected and get the very best in their search effort to find the right company, whether it's a product or a service. Will, to wrap up, talk about the future. Get out your crystal ball or whatever you want to use there, and talk about what you see coming in the next couple of years and what those watching today, cleaning and restoration companies, should really pay attention to.
I think pay a couple things. First, pay attention to the stuff you like already. If you like a program, a software, a something, things are moving so fast. There is a connector that will connect it. stay with what feels good, what feels right. You don't need to be changing because this thing now has AI or whatever. Just that's the biggest thing. And then I just think that don't worry, things will catch up like they always do. Maybe you don't have the first color TV in your neighborhood, but it's okay because by the time, and maybe 8 to 12 months, yeah, you didn't get the flex of being first, but you'll have one and it'll make sense and it'll be easy. So don't think that you're getting left behind because everyone's running and then they're realizing at the end of it, all the stuff that you need, it's back to the humans. That's what it's all about. So all the stock of losing the jobs and the human like this right here up here is just a computer that nothing can touch. It just has too many inputs that we just won't be able to catch up to.
Will, good thoughts. And yeah, the brain is an amazing thing. Let's use it.